Let's get salty!
Everyone, Zeddy here again with another Whizbang's Workshop card review. And we just had Shutterwalk come back, so why not have Hagatha come back for like, I think the third time now? It's a hero card, minion before. Yeah, Hagatha's back. We got even more shenanigans going on in Hearthstone. And of course, we are giving away 3 mega bundles, 2 regular printers out of my pocket. To enter that giveaway, like and comment in the video, link to the description down below, the one with that thumbnail there. Be subscribed to the channel. Every 1,000 subs we get until all the cards are revealed, I will add another mega bundle. So hit that sub button, make me go broke. So again, a bunch of Shaman cards to go over. I think Shaman's gonna be pretty good this set, honestly. And starting off, we have a throwback to the original Volcano, a 4-mana version of it, the Baking Soda Volcano. 4-mana fire spell. However, this has lifesteal, deal 10 damage, randomly split among all minions, so that includes your own. Overload 1. I believe the original was 5 mana, and I think it dealt 15, and it overloaded 2 until it got buffed to overload 1. I might be wrong on that one. I'll put it there in case I am, or whatever. But yeah, for 4 mana, you deal 10. That'll likely clear a lot of boards, especially playing a slower, more controlled version. You get 10 healing if it hits 10 times. I guess Divine Shield, not so much. But just a really good AoE, right? Like that is a really good AoE effect. Volcano was quite good back in the day. We've seen these effects quite a few times in Shaman now, and they've all seen competitive play at one point or another. And yeah, I like a mass AoE that can heal me for a bunch. That seems like a really good deal. So much so that I could easily see this scene play in Wild, especially like Reno Shutterwalk Shaman. Gonna love this. It's healing, it's AoE. One of the things that Shaman lacks is good healing sometimes, or they have healing options, but never feels that great. This to me just feels like a knockout, awesome AoE card. I'm giving it a 4 to 5 in Standard or Wild. Obviously, it doesn't go into aggressive decks or anything like that, but it's just really good for those more controlling decks, the combo decks, mid-range style stuff. I think it's really good, and I kind of do love that artwork, so pretty darn cool. Next, we have a new nature spell, a 6-mana one, so very expensive. Once upon a time, summon a random 3-cost beast, a dragon, an elemental, and a murloc. So you get 4 3-cost minions of those tribal amounts for dirt cheap. You need this in warriors so you can cheat out like the old, there was like a 5-mana rush guy that would like get discounted by the tribes on the board. Be pretty good, but you could think of this as like maybe an evolve style card too, where you like evolve into like a 4-drop or whatever. I guess kind of reminiscent of Tiny Toys in a little bit of a way. Not really, I guess it was like quite different, but it was 6 mana, it summoned 4 things, so quite, you know, there's a comparison to be made. But yeah, 4 3-drops for 6 mana. There's no overload on it. It's a lot of stats. That's really good. Is it ladder good? Typically not. Just stats are rarely that good, but maybe you want this in a more, I don't know, Highlander deck just to fill the board. In Arena, it'll be great. These type of cards are always really good in Arena. Just a big board fill. I just don't know what you're doing with it on ladder. It's like, again, you're just gonna get stats. You might get a rush minion. I think like there's an elemental 4/5 rush that won't get the overload because it's I think the overload's part of the battle cry. So there's some high rolls, there's some low rolls. I just don't see it as a ladder card unless there's a real big reason, or it's just that busted to get 4 3-drops for 6 mana. I just don't see it. I'll give it a 2 to 5 in Standard and Wild, but an absolute killer Arena card. We also have another Shaman spell, a little bit cheaper, a nature spell as well. 1 mana, the Pop-Up Book. It deals 2 damage. So that can go face, could obviously be amplified by spell damage. Bioluminescence is rotating, so you don't have that nature OTK Shaman really kicking around so much. This summons 2 0/1 frogs with taunt. I'm assuming they'll be green and not orange, just like the holiday ones. I'm still waiting. Why can't they make it orange? Anyways, yeah, so for 1 mana, I get an arcane shot with upside, a considerable amount of upside of getting some bodies with taunt. They don't have attack or anything. You can buff them, of course, but I don't know. Just seems really good. Can slow down your opponent if they're playing a more aggressive strat. Again, the taunts don't have attack, which is very relevant in the fact they won't damage minions along the way, but it's a decent removal option. It can go into a burn deck as well, if that's a thing. I just think it's solid. I think it's a 3-star card in standard, probably a 2-star card in well, but you know what? Probably a 3. Actually, you know what? I'll give it a 3 across the board. I think it could see play in multiple decks. It can play it. It just, you know, it's just a filler card. But yeah, deal 2 damage just does have that downside of it doesn't kill a lot anymore, right? Most minions that are worth playing typically have like 3 health or more. It's really hard to kill stuff with just 2 damage, but you get more than that. So I do think it'll probably be a worthwhile addition to some decks. We have another big spell for Shaman. You're going to see in a second why there's some expensive spells. Wish Upon a Star, 7 mana, arcane spell, give +2/+3 to all minions in your deck, hand, and battlefield. So it's like really makes the mist color seem pretty sad, doesn't it? Not legendary spell. It's 1 more mana, but way more stats. Really slow, right? Like, it's really slow. It's just stats. These type of cards have only seen play when they're very cheap. Historically, like Keleseth or Ajarn Gardens when you buff up your dragon golems and stuff, but I don't know. It seems really bad to me. In Arena, it seems bad. Like, maybe if you had the board, I guess it's like a permanent board buff too. That can be all right, but it is a considerable amount of stats. You're literally giving all your stats, or your minions, a river croc permanently on top of it. But I'm actually going to give this a 1 in standard and wild. I don't see it. It just seems incredibly slow. And that is also considering the fact that we have Hagatha the Fabled, the new Hagatha, the 5 mana 4/4 legendary battle cry. You draw 2 spells that cost 5 or more. So that one we just look at, transform them into slimes that cast the spells. And if you want to know how that all works and looks, I do have a video to show it off. So yeah, you can see that the slimes will turn into the stats of that spell. If it's 7 mana, it'll turn into a 7/7, a 6 mana. You don't get to basically cheat mana on the spell. You still have to play the minion, but you get stats to go along with it. Although they use as an example their Tumbleweed card. Like, it says all minions. Does it hit itself? I don't think so. But regardless, you're drawing 2 specific spells. You get minions that can cast them with it. We showed Shudderwalk, which can cast these 3 times. Don't forget about that. So maybe, just maybe, you want to cast that buff card we just looked at there that buffs everything. Cast it 3 times, and you're looking at what? +6/+9. Very nice stats to buff all your minions by. So maybe, just maybe, that greed is worth it. I really doubt it. But I could see, like, it's 5 mana draw 2 specific spells, thinning your deck, and you get additional upside for the most part on those spells. Synergies with battle cries, a lot of good stuff going on for this card. I don't know if it's a 5-star Shaman card, but I absolutely see, again, this slotting into multiple Shaman decks. Both of these legendaries this set seem really good for Shaman. I'm gonna give it a 4 and a 5 in standard, a 3 in wild, where I don't think you really want to be running big spells for the most part. Maybe. Actually, I'll bump it down to a 2 for that reason. You could get like Volcano or whatever, those type of things, but you typically don't run expensive spells in wild Shaman, and I don't think this card is gonna make it worth it. But in standard, I absolutely could see this play, especially when Tumbleweed in particular is such a good card. It's too bad the new Volcano can't grab this, but I guess dealing it to everything wouldn't be that great, but still, really sick card. Also, this signature version of Hagatha will be coming out soon. It looks really sick, so yeah, pretty cool that they're showing that one off early, and of course, yeah, I'll be welling out for that one pretty hard. Shaman, which has been kind of struggling lately, I think we'll have a lot to look forward to, particular Reno Shaman, right? Like, I feel like this all can go into a Highlander deck pretty well. So that's it for all the Shaman reveals. Really cool stuff that I'm excited to try out. Tomorrow we got another class to go over, so stay tuned for those reviews. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Have a great day and stay salty, my friends.